Hi, this is Paige with Paige's Yoga. I want to show you a meditation today where we use this thing that I'm wearing around my neck. I actually recently made this in Bali on my trip to Bali. It's called a mala. So we're going to use the mala with the meditation practice that you can use it with. This mala is made with 108 beads, and typically that's what the number that it will be used for. That way you at least know the count will be 108 counts of your meditation. It's a counter then. Being able to use that, whether it was 108, maybe you have a smaller one, maybe you have one that you wear around your wrist. The number isn't important. It's really just, at least you'll know like I did that as my mantra. With it, you place it in your hand. And I'm going to allow this portion to just hang over the hand so that it allows a little bit of weight to sort of hang down while I push bead to bead with the thumb. So what I'm going to end up doing is let it rest on this hand and use the thumb to push it forward. While I push it forward, I push the thumb down on the particular bead I'm pressing on, maybe even use a mantra, as I suggested, a word, a phrase, anything that's important to you. Maybe it's simply the word Om. It doesn't have to have a meaning, but if you have a particular meaning, maybe you have one you already use in your daily life, feel free to incorporate that with this meditation. What we're doing is touch, using the repetitive touch, moving it forward, touch, forward, touch. If I'm using a mantra with it, Om, 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 and I'm going to start to close the eyes. Om, 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 Om. You may say it silently. You may find it easier, though, to concentrate if you say it out loud. You decide. You're entirely practicing on focus. You're concentrating to the prefrontal cortex in the front part of the frontal lobe of the brain, and this is the primary focus. For many, they drop into a place where they're not asleep and they just drift into the repetitiveness where it doesn't have to consciously spend so much time thinking about what it had to do and focus on, which is really important. There are other kinds of meditations. The problem becomes most of the time we drop out without a state of conscious awareness. We dropped out until it's really late, and then we say, oh wait, I forgot to come back, and I come back to it. This particular form of meditation may help you to focus more, especially if you're beginning yoga and saying focus and concentration is hard, it's difficult today. Trying this with the chant, the Om, maybe it's another word or phrase, and touch, adding the signal of touch, which is a communication, a signal from your hand to your brain and from your brain back. There's places of conscious awareness as well as unconscious awareness as to what you're doing. And it allows you to have an experience, at least in that moment, where you're completely present and focused with what you're doing. For some, it helps because their intentions with their items that they're practicing with have some meaning. This was made in Bali. Maybe I'll hold that message of Bali and what it meant to me in my heart and have a moment of reconnection with myself. This is one of the reasons I like this particular form of meditation. I hope you'll consider maybe trying something similar. It doesn't have to be with a necklace, doesn't have to be with an item that I've shown you today. It could be with anything. Maybe it's just with touch. Simply your fingers touching. Open and touch again. Open, touch again. Some people prefer to simply hold it still. However, don't lose that focus. Their focus is on the touch. Bring it back to touch. This will be incredibly difficult, though. So sometimes I'll recommend when you're starting, open it and come back to it again. Open it, Come back to it again. And please remember, if something feels wrong, trust it, it's wrong. It may be wrong in that moment though, so just because it was wrong yesterday, don't be afraid to come back to it and try it again. Check on it yourself. Allow the self-doubt to go away. Check into what is here right now. I hope this helps. Be sure to have a good day for no reason.